Sports, spirits, smokes, and shit talk. Klubhouse Sportscast. Colin Gillespie is a real hooper. That's basically it. Look, CG is a real hooper, boys and gals. That's really it for the first episode. Nothing else really happened in the sports world worth covering, so thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next episode. Just kidding. Welcome into the Klubhouse Sportscast podcast / stream. We are an independent, unofficial commentary and analysis program, meaning we are not at all affiliated with the NBA, UFC, NFL, or any other sports entity or broadcast network. Getting right into the recap of Friday, November 21st, NBA Emirates Cup games. The Minnesota Timberwolves flew into Phoenix to face off against the Suns, where Colin Gillespie, CG I like to call him, handed the Wolves a 20-piece McNugget, including the game winner. With a few seconds remaining, not a great possession, last possession offensively by the Timberwolves. They weren't given much time to work with. They had no timeouts as well, but really just not a high percentage shot put up by Julius Randle. The Suns were able to secure a 2-0 start to the Emirates Cup. Both the Timberwolves and the Suns are over there in Western Group A. The Suns move into second seed of that group. The Oklahoma City Thunder are actually the number 1 seed, as they have a higher points differential in their own 2 wins in cup play. They were actually able to breeze by the Utah Jazz to secure that 2-0 win on Friday as well. The Jazz become the first team to actually be eliminated from the NBA Emirates Cup with that loss to the Oklahoma City Thunder. Other 2-0 teams in cup play on the western side both come from the West Group B, and both in Los Angeles, funny enough, the Lakers and the Clippers. The Lakers being able to hold that higher seed via that point differential. A bit more of a strategic kind of approach in this first group Emirates Cup play, because of the point differential, can have a big effect on exactly where the seeding comes down to and who moves on to the next round. Looking into the Eastern Conference, however, that's actually going to bring us the first team to actually clinch a spot to move on to the next round of that NBA Emirates Cup, and that's going to be a team coming to us from the Eastern Conference there in Group A, the Toronto Raptors. The Toronto Raptors are actually 3-0 in group play of the Emirates Cup. They're off to a fast start there. They hold the number 1 seed in their Eastern Group A, and they are also, like I said, the first team to actually clinch a spot into the next round officially. Switching gears here slightly, UFC Fight Night Tsarukyan vs. Hooker, with the co-main event bringing you the former welterweight champ Belal Muhammad squaring off against Ian Machado Gary. That fight was an earlier November 22nd. It was an early morning UFC. They were in Qatar there, so it was a 10 a.m. start Eastern time. So it was an early morning UFC, which I'm always a big fan of. Pretty great card here. Just to jump right into it quick, the co-main event, Belal Muhammad, former welterweight champion, squaring off against Ian Machado Gary, who currently has the 6th ranking in that welterweight division. Machado Gary won via decision. It was only a 3-rounder for that one. And Ian Machado Gary, he made his point in that division that he's ready to. He called out Islam at the end, who currently has the belt, who just recently regained that belt over Jack Della Maddalena, JDM. And so he called him out, referencing because Belal Muhammad, being the former champ as well as the number 1 contender, losing that spot is most likely going to drop a few spots, and we can definitely assume that Ian Machado Gary, will be moving up in the rankings, if nonetheless. Now, looking into the main event, it was Arman Tsarukyan facing off against Dan Hooker, and it was a very great fight. It only lasted 2 rounds. It ended via Arman Tsarukyan via a arm triangle. So it was a really good fight, nice submission, very statement fight. Proved that Arman has nothing but class and still ready just to stay at the top of that division for his next shot. Beautiful setup, beautiful fight overall by Arman. Dan put up a great fight. Dan Hooker there put up a great fight, for the rounds that he did last, but ultimately the skill and just athleticism difference at the moment right now just proved to be Arman's, as Arman mostly had, his way within the fight. Lastly, thank you for tuning in to the Klubhouse Sportscast. Make sure to hit that subscribe. Make sure to follow along here. We'll be updating, the channel more frequently as we move along here. Happy to get this first upload up, but yeah, thanks for joining the club. Sports, spirits, smokes, and shit talk. Klubhouse Sportscast.